Welcome back, everyone. And we're in my garage, and we have the Subaru, and we have a really long wire. Let's do grounding stuff. There's flies in here. Why? All right, so if you guys watched my last video, you know that I was having issues with my tune. I pretty much got it almost 100% done. I just got a few things, maybe one, at most two more pulls that I need to do to get it done, but my access port is acting up. I even tried another access port. I'm having issues with it cutting off at higher RPMs. And the only thing besides spark plugs, which I've already changed, the only thing that I've heard might fix this is grounding wires. So I got a pair of these grounding wires. I wanted to do iWire, but they're $150 for wires. So I found someone else, and I will link them down below. If after all of this, they are fantastic, I will go ahead and link them down below. If not, then I'm not gonna throw them under the bus. But I got these. They look kind of thin, but they're actually a really, they're a very solid copper. Like I can't bend that. It's not like some speaker wire that you get that's like really floppy. Like this is like a very solid copper. So I've got these, but here's the fun part. All of these guys came in a box, and they do have instructions on their website, but he said use them in the order that they're zip tied. My zip tie came off in packaging and shipment, so we're gonna kind of wing this. There's different lengths. There's 3 shorts, 2 longs. There are other websites that sell similar things, so I might be able to get instructions off them. But as you can see, there's also 2 different little eyelet covers, sizes. One's a big one, one's a small one. So we're just gonna figure this out. First things first, we need to know where these are gonna go. So I'm gonna put this graphic up on the screen, and we're just going to follow that. So we've got basically A, B, C, D, if you wanna do it that way, or 1, 2, whatever you wanna label it. But we've got 5 total wires. We've got a long one on this side and a long one on this side, and then the shorts are all in the middle. Whether or not, nothing tells me which size of these little eyelets they are. So we're gonna figure it out the fun way. Won't you join me? So, process of elimination, easiest one. I'm gonna start with the long ones first. So I might as well jump over here to my negative terminal battery location and disconnect that, and we'll figure out where all this crap goes. God, there are flies everywhere. First things first, we're going to disconnect the negative battery terminal because duh. And I already took this off. Yeah, make sure all this is nice and clean. So I got a wire brush, I'm gonna go through that. The long one, the only one that has a small, show you the difference. So that one's a small one, that one's a big one. There's only one long one that has a small. The small is going to go right onto there. So small one, but before I put it on, I had to make sure I got these guys, and I had to grind them down a little bit to get all that surface rust off there, but both sides, make sure they make good contacts. Even this guy at the end, just to make doubly sure we're getting good contacts. Now I can, I do a little bit more work on this one with my little wire brush, and then I will connect that one on. All right, next up is where 3 connections are actually gonna go, and that is on the manifold. This bolt right here, we're gonna grab that bolt, take it off, clean it up a whole bunch, and we're gonna have 3 on here. All right, so I got the negative terminal taken off, and I've got my long wire, the one with the short little eyelet at the end. I've got that sandwiched in there. I've got those nice and clean as much as I possibly can with my wire brush, so those are good. Now the end of this one is going to go right here. I've already taken it off, but you've got a bolt right up here on your manifold. This is where 3 are gonna go. So I've taken this off, I've cleaned the surface of that, cleaned the surface of this, both sides, even in between. It ripped when I tried to open it, since there's 2 sandwiched together on here. It actually ripped, so I got some electrical tape and made sure that was squished together again. So this is going to go onto this guy, which is what I took out. I'm gonna have 2 on here. These are the short ones, and these are the larger eyelet sizes. The other sizes are small, I hope. I'm just winging it right now. So we're gonna put all this stuff into place. So I am going to take this off. There's just 2 bolts that I'll take off here. Let's remove those. All right, I figured it out and I was wrong. Okay, let's go over this. This one was right, so the long one with the small eyelet goes on here. We've got that one routed to right here, which is a big eyelet. Then we've got 2 smalls. One of them has the big eyelet, so all the ones that go on here is a big eyelet, and then it goes all the way up here. This one's the small eyelet that's gonna go on the throttle body. So that one's gonna go right there. Perfect size, by the way. And then this one right here is gonna be another small big eyelet, and we're gonna get another one with a big eyelet because all the stuff on the alternator. So I need to switch this one out with my other small one that has big and big. That one's gonna go there, and this other small one is gonna come over here somewhere. Great, now that I fixed that and I've got the big eyelet on this end, we've got all of these. Look how beautiful it is. I've got this one facing left, down, this one goes up, and the original goes over. Nothing gets in its way. So I'm gonna do the easy one first, which is your throttle body. And it is like just a perfect length. Give that a little bit of a tuck. This bolt right here is gonna come off, so I do have to move this alligator clip over a little bit, but that'll be really easy. Now I'm gonna come down here and get my other small. Now they said you can use it on a bracket, like one of these, but you gotta, pretty much you don't wanna remove the whole bolt, so you wanna snip this and then stick it on. I don't really wanna do that. Either that bolt or that bolt. There's a lot of points on your alternator. Well, after racking my brain here for a little while, there's really only 2 options. Either I can back out this bolt and do what it says in the instructions and snip this and kind of place it over that, or I can use this bolt, which I'm not sure how well grounded that is. I might be able to use that one too now that I see it. All right, so I figured it out. So I backed out this bolt, and as you can see, it's nice and loose, and there's a little bracket on there. I think that's what they were talking about in the instructions. So if I back this out enough, I can just get this little bracket off, and I can stick it back here on that one. Definitely gonna have to clean that up a little bit, but that's how I'll route it. I'll route it up through here and onto the back of that bolt. All right, that is set in place. I've got this one in. Now I need to get my other small one. This is the small eyelet to big, so the other small one is also gonna go on here. All right, now we are getting down to the final ones. We just got that one nice and secured. Moving down, right there, that screw we're going to take up. We're gonna put that eyelet in, and also our last one, it's got 2 large eyelets at the end. So one of them's gonna go in here along with this one and then be routed right on back here. So let's get both of these in place and clean up that bolt because I already know it's gonna be nasty. All right, so I've got both set on there, got everything cleaned. This one I've just routed straight over on top. There's really no reason for me to fish around underneath. It's not really smacking up against anything. It's totally fine right there. This one that's coming back over here, I did route it underneath this bracket right here to make it nice and snug and clean. All you gotta do is take up this, make it loose, and then this whole bracket will come up so you can fit that one under there, and then you just kind of route it through here, and then the end I've got back there, we'll get it on that last ground point on the chassis of the car, and we'll be done. All right, so we're gonna come back here in the engine bay, and we're gonna see right here, that nut or bolt, I'm not sure what it is. It's probably a bolt that goes all the way through. That one's the one that we're gonna take out, and we're going to put our last one, where is it? He's down there somewhere, but that's where he's gonna go, right there. All right, so this one is a little difficult. So this one is using the threads of the bolt as a ground, which is not ideal. If you wanna just clean the threads really good, then you can do it that way. I'm going to shave off the paint. I'm gonna go ahead and sand that off. on the surface here and also on the other side, just so it makes as much contact as possible. I would pick a different place, but there's not really any other place. That's just another bracket. I'd have to do the same thing. There's this bracket, and the wire's not far enough or long enough to go all the way over to this side of the engine bay. So that is what I'm stuck with on this side. All right, and as you can see back there, I sanded the back side. I sanded, well, you can't really see that I sanded both sides of this bracket, but it's bare metal on bare metal on bare metal. So all of that is as good as it's gonna get. So everything is good. I've already tightened that back up. I tightened that screw. I've tightened everything that I can back up, make sure everything is good. And the last thing is gonna be where we started, right over here, this nut onto the negative terminal. Once we click that into place, everything is now going to be grounded. You know what? Actually, before I get this put together, we've got one ground wire that goes straight to the car. I'm gonna take this off, clean it, and make sure that's bare metal. I've seen some people take that off and it's just straight on the paint. And technically, yes, the threads do count, but it's better contact if it is sanded down. So I'm gonna take this off real quick. All right, that one is nice and clean now. It was a little gunked up. It is bare metal. It wasn't a lot, so I just cleaned up that bare metal, cleaned up the pieces. Now, the last little bit. All right, we're grounded. Let's get a start up on this girl. All right, not bad. No major issues, so that's good. Well, I'm gonna get her all warmed up. I'm gonna drive down to the auto parts store real quick and drop off some used oil, and then we'll see how she fares. Definitely needs some gas. Maybe grab some gas and then do a quick pull to see if that issue has been resolved. Well, I just got myself some gas. You can see my needle slowly going up. On my way home, still have not had any major improvements, I guess. It still runs the same as from what I can feel. So now I get to take it out, open it up, and figure out if my issues with my logging is fixed or not. Literally less than a minute later, we got a check engine light. And it's still a no-go. So I am data logging right now, and if I punch it, it stops data logging. Yay!